Hey Cougars, today is National Pizza Day, so I'm gonna make, you guessed it, pizza. So start off with some all-purpose flour. I'm gonna be making 4 pizzas, so 4 cups. And I'm using a bread maker because it makes it a lot easier. Some of you might have bread makers. If you don't have a bread maker, you can use a mixer to mix it up. Put in some oil. You can use vegetable oil. I like to use olive oil. It's a little more healthy than some of the other oils. So extra virgin olive oil, 1/4 cup of that. You can use sugar, but I like to use barley malt because it helps with the rising. Barley malt is an option, or you can use 2 tablespoons of just regular white sugar. Salt, I like to use the Himalayan salt. It's dug deep in the mountains. All right, I like to use the rapid rise yeast, but you can also use the instant yeast. And you're gonna use about, excuse me, 2.5 teaspoons. Since I've got the drawer here, I can just grab a different teaspoon as I drop one on the floor. 1, 2.5. Then you're gonna add some water in. You're gonna want about 1 cup of water, but I like to actually add my water as I'm mixing it in the bread maker. Come with me, we're gonna go over to the bread maker. We're gonna take our bread pan and put it into the bread maker. Or you can use your mixer and mix it up good. Then I'm gonna add between 1 cup to 1.5 cups. So I'm gonna start with about 3/4 of a cup. And I'm gonna turn on the bread maker. And yes, I'm running the bread maker with the top open because I wanna see what's happening. And I also wanna make sure that everything gets mixed up well. I also use a spatula and I stir it up as it's going. I know that the job of the bread maker is to do that, but the problem is if you don't have the correct amount of liquid in there, which is water, and the oil, it's too dry. So every day is different because every day the humidity is different. So when it's a more humid day, you need less water. A less humid day, you need more water. As you can see, it's still a little bit too liquidy, but it's not all finished stirring all the dry ingredients in. Looks as if it's a little bit too wet. There's too many liquidy ingredients, so now I'm gonna add an extra little bit of flour in. Okay, when you're adding the extra flour in, do it 1 spoonful at a time, because if you just dump a bunch in, then you're gonna end up with it too dry, and then you'll be back adding water and then adding flour and back and forth. So it's easier just to slowly add it in until it gets right. And that, my friends, looks like it's just about right. Slightly sticking to the sides, but not mushy, not dry. So now we're gonna let the bread maker do its thing. It takes about 1.5 hours, and then we will have dough ready to make pizza. All right, it looks like the dough is done. Look at how big and fluffy it is. Next, after you get it on your cutting board, put a little flour there so it doesn't stick. You're gonna cut it now to 4 pizzas. So cut that in half one way, and then you're gonna cut it in half the other direction. Be careful with your fingers when you're cutting with a knife. Try and have your hand on the other side of the blade, not in front of it. And you wanna make them round. So you kind of pull the bottom up to the top and pinch it. And keep bringing the bottom up to the top until it looks kind of like it's all together. And then just as a final touch, you kind of pull it towards yourself on your cutting board or your surface, and it tightens it up a little bit. There's one. So do that with all 4. You're gonna cover them up with a damp cloth and let them sit for about 45 minutes, and then you'll be ready to make your pizza. If you want to see what comes next, Come back tomorrow. Have a great one, Cougars. Now in your class today, this is what you're gonna do.
Hooray, pizza day.